friends, welcome back to my channel. Today I have just like a small gathering of items that I have used up. I feel like I've kind of hit like a little bit of a lull in the amount of products that I have been churning through. But in an effort to keep these on the shorter side, I thought I would film one anyways. As always, I will leave chapters down below for you to click around where you want to watch. I'm gonna go ahead and start with makeup items. So I essentially have 3 makeup items that I am decluttering. 2 of them are relatively new to my collection, but they just do not make the cut. The first one that I have is the e.l.f. Mascara Primer. I was recently on e.l.f.'s website and I was making an order for like things I needed, like the daily brush cleanser that I love all the time that I use. And as I was poking around, I was like, oh, what are all these new goodies? I've been hearing a lot about e.l.f.'s new goodies, but I hadn't heard anyone talk about the mascara primer. And you guys know I love trying out new primers. The last one that I tried out, the Milani one, has totally taken over as my new favorite. So I thought like, oh, I wonder what this one is. Let me tell you now, it is really no good. It has the makings of what you would think would be a good primer. It's got like the classic white color. It has a decently bristled brush. But the issue is, as I go to apply it to my lashes, it doesn't really lay much of any product down, and when it does lay some product down, it starts to basically pull my lashes together and make them more stick-like, which isn't a look that I'm going for. So much like many of e.l.f.'s mascaras, they are garbage. I do not recommend you purchase this product. The other product that I purchased like kind of on a couponing whim, I had a pretty decent Almay coupon at a CVS, and I rarely purchase Almay products, so I figured like, oh, they're dishing me this product, see if I want to test out an Almay item. Like, yeah, I'll cash it in. And I basically got this item for free. It is the My Best Light Smart Shade Anti-Aging Skin Tone Matching Makeup. None of that really tells you if this is supposed to be a BB cream, a CC cream, a foundation, like what exactly this is supposed to be. It has SPF 20, it says it blends to reveal color, and I just naturally assume I'm the lightest shade in any given drugstore range, so I picked up Pale, which is shade 100. My issue with this is it is one of those products where you squeeze it out and it is white, and you're supposed to blend it onto your face so that way some kind of pigment will arise and it will then match down to your skin tone. Sounds delightful. This, however, basically just stayed white. It doesn't really turn a color, and when it does start to lose a little bit of its whiteness, you're left with no coverage. I'm not really sure the purpose of putting this on. I don't know if this is to replace moisturizer or if this is just like you want to feel like you're putting something on your face to fit in with the crowd of people who like to wear makeup, but you're not actually putting any makeup on. Like, this isn't doing it for me, so it's not sticking around in my collection. And the final makeup item that I'm decluttering, it's an item that I've actually had for a few years. It's a palette from Lorac, which you guys probably know if you've been around my channel for a while. Lorac is kind of like my #1 represented brand in eyeshadow palettes, and this palette I remember vividly seeing come out. I saw maybe a handful of people talk about it. I was really into the idea of this particular palette. It's the Alter Ego Afterglow eyeshadow palette. It looks like this, and I keep this palette around because I want to believe in it, but the reality is, in my opinion, most of the Lorac palettes that come in this type of packaging, or at least that used to come in this type of packaging, are not the same quality and formula as their go-to palettes like their Mega Pros or their Pro Palette series. This seems like it's a bit of a drier, flakier type of formula, and I'm finally realizing that it's very difficult to pick product off of this particular palette onto a brush. It's not the most easy to blend, and that's just not what I would associate Lorac shadows with. So I'm just tired of keeping this around because I love the color story, and just accepting the reality that I just don't really use it and part with it and move on to other eyeshadow palettes in my collection. With that stuff out of the way, we're gonna go ahead and talk about the single impress nail item that I have finished off, and that is the Bright as a Feather. They are the nails that I am currently wearing. I don't love the accent nail in this collection, but I like the blue color. I probably won't buy these again. I think this is my second box of them that I've had. I'm just not a big fan of that chrome accent compared to the blue, and there are so many good nails coming out these days that I don't need these, but if you like the coloring of them, then they're a good one to pick up. Moving into the largest category, the shower items that I have, I am super excited. As you guys probably have figured out, I have moved into a house and I finally have a legit bathtub. It's not like a standalone master bathroom bathtub, but it's like a decent sized step-in shower bath combo that I can really submerge myself in, which is delightful. So I have been making it a point to really try to take some baths and start to use the bath products that I have. It's sort of like a hidden facet of my collection that I don't talk about in the hoarding closet because it doesn't sit in my hoarding closet. But if you watched my what do I store on this bathroom rack, you will have seen a lot of the bathroom products that I have. So I've used two. I used the Super Tarts Tinsel Lavender Cream Bath Bomb. This came in the December 2018 advent calendar. It looked like Jack Skellington, which is awesome. The scent of it didn't really ring as anything particular, but it was pleasant. And what I liked about this was it left my skin feeling silky, not oily. I don't like feeling oily, but just like a nice silky moisturized feeling where I didn't feel compelled to put lotion on when I got out of the bath. That is not typical. I normally always will put lotion on, but I felt like I didn't need it and my skin didn't feel dehydrated the next morning. So I'm not really sure if Super Tarts makes products like this for you to purchase on the regular. I've only known them for their wax, but if they do, I would recommend trying one of their bath bombs if you're a bath person because it was a pleasant experience. My other bath bomb that I have is from Owl Crate. It's Whipped Up Wonderful for Owl Crate. It's the Zelly's Magic Bath Bomb. If I remembered this correctly, this was a bath bomb where if you threw it into the bath, it would show you what faction from Divergent that you belonged in. I'm not gonna lie, I was really into Divergent when it first started, but after they absolutely botched the second movie, I felt less interested in reading the third book, and I've tried reading the third book a handful of times. I have it on my bookshelf, I believe, but I just haven't gotten around to finishing it. So I don't remember what the colors of the factions represent, but didn't matter. I wasn't a big fan of this bath bomb because basically there was a black layered somewhere in here and the black would kind of got stuck on the side of my tub. So after I drained my tub, I tried like scraping just casually with my hands to like rub it away, but I had to really go in and deep clean my tub, which was not super delightful. So this wasn't a great experience, but I at least used it. I have a couple Fortune Cookie soap products. I have the Sugar Rush Solid Sugar Scrub. These were basically a little jar of, I think it was 4 or 5 scrub pieces, and I'm not gonna lie, this was not my favorite variation of a scrub. It was difficult to rub, and then it would disintegrate in a way that made it difficult to use. Like it didn't sort of foam up and disintegrate, it just sort of started to break apart. Not a fan. I really had to force myself to use these. I ended up using it more as like an exfoliating soap and not really a full-on body scrub, just to try to get these finished off. So they lasted a little bit longer than I would have liked, and I just don't think I'm a solid sugar scrub gal. On the flip side though, we have one of my favorite products from Fortune Cookie Soap, and that is a whip soap. This is in the scent Greased Lightning. This is the second one of these that I've had. Whip soap is very similar to shaving cream. They do sell shaving cream on their website, but in my experience, you get more bang for your buck with the whip soap. This lasted me, I don't know, probably 5 months or so, which is pretty great because especially in the summer, I'm shaving basically every other day. So I was getting good use out of this. I don't really care what the scents are with products like this, to be honest. It was fine, nothing like unique or something to write home about. I am now working on a shaving cream that I got in a Get What You Get bag, and that's much smaller, and I'm going through it at a rapid pace. So I'm sure I'm gonna have to purchase some of this stuff soon. But last time I was on the website, I didn't see any whip soaps or shaving cream in stock. So I don't know what that's all about, but hopefully they'll restock something soon so I can snag it. I've got another conditioner. This is the L'Oreal Smooth Intense Polishing Conditioner. This wasn't my favorite. This was like a thick, heavy type of conditioner. My hair is unruly and super long right now. I'm desperate for a haircut, but I just haven't gotten my act together to go make an appointment and get my haircut. So I am using conditioner up and shampoo at a pretty rapid pace right now. I just wasn't super into this. It says that it's for unmanageable frizzy hair. I don't feel like it did a whole lot to combat frizziness. You can kind of see some frizz around my hair probably right now, but I don't know, I used it, it did clean my hair, but this wasn't my favorite one from their L'Oreal line. I have used up my first ever full-size cleansing balm. As a quick reminder, a cleansing balm was a discovery I made through a Sephora 100 perk, I think sample or coupon sample to get the Drunk Elephant cleansing balm, and that really turned me on to the idea of cleansing balms. But even though I liked that one, I didn't want to pay for it. I felt like there had to be something cheaper out in the world, so I ended up purchasing the Good Molecules Instant Cleansing Balm. I want to say this was $15 or $20. It wasn't more than $20, and it comes with 2.5 ounces of cleansing balm. I very much enjoyed this stuff. I used a little scooper. I don't remember if this came with a scooper or I just had one, but using the scooper was definitely helpful. I have since transferred the little spatula to my Milani one that I purchased. I've used it a couple of times. I'm not as into it. I'd rather purchase this again versus the Milani one, but what I liked about this is that it was really silky, very silky smooth on my skin, and I felt like I was really breaking down any kind of makeup that I put on my face. It broke it down seamlessly. The only thing that was a little bit tricky is at my sink, I really have to splash a good amount of water to get it off of the bridge of my nose. I tend to get a collection of, I don't know, dirt and stuff. I do use this as a first cleanse. I do still use an acne face wash afterwards. I don't know, I just feel weird about removing makeup and washing my face at the same time. I'm not a believer of that it can be an all-in-one, so I'm still double cleansing, but I'm real turned on to the idea of this. So far, I prefer this, like I said, over the Milani one, but I also have my eyes on a couple of other ones. Because I am so new to the cleansing balm world, if you guys have any recommendations, and let's be honest, you've been crushing it with recommendations lately, I feel like it's been pretty foolproof, so let's keep this train going. If you have any recommendations for cleansing balms that are a good price point and good price per usage, I mean, granted, I was using this since April, but let's be honest, my makeup usage was definitely not as intense as it is now and or consistent. So I don't think this would have actually lasted me until this point during a regular makeup wearing season. But I am curious, if you have any recommendations, I have a few that I've collected that I might purchase, but this was a good starting point. I very much enjoyed this one. Whew, that was a long tangent. Two more quick ones to wrap it up. I have this Moroccan Oil Body Souffle Body Moisturizer sample. It was lotion. I used it, wouldn't buy a full size. I also have this deluxe sample. It's the Clinique Acne Solutions Clinical Clearing Gel. This basically was a salicylic gel that you would put onto pimples. I have been using and abusing this as I struggle with overcoming what I think is maskne, but I also had a random patch of acne on my forehead, which wouldn't be caused by a mask. I don't know, I'm just struggling with patches of acne, which is not characteristic to my usual skin type and issues and all of that jazz, but basically how this works is you put this on pimple dots, essentially. I really like this stuff, and I think it did help dry out some of my pimples and clear out some of the gunk. I feel like Neutrogena made this when I was in high school, or one of the other drugstore skincare brands made a version of this, so I probably would lean more towards that. I don't think I have to go to Clinique to get this product, but it did remind me that salicylic acid in this format is really helpful for clearing up acne and combating acne, so I do recommend it for that, but I just don't know if you need the Clinique one, though it did work. Alright guys, that is it for me and this round of trash. I appreciate you spending some of your day with me and hearing about my thoughts on these products, and I look forward to talking to you in my next video real soon.